Hello again, my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this tag video. This time I'm doing the book buying tag. The original was created by Megan Olivier, though I encountered this tag through Reijas' channel, and I will link both of these channels down below if you want to check them out. I wasn't specifically tagged by Reija. Reija basically said, I will tag anyone who wants to be tagged, and I thought, I want to do this. So, but that was like a month ago. After I watched Reija's video, I kind of forgot about it. But now, better late than never, I guess. So now I'm finally getting around to doing it. So the book buying tag starts with the question, where do you buy your books from? Lots of places. So in Sweden we have two fairly large online bookstores, which is bokus.se and adelibris.se, which I order from fairly often. I usually just sort of look where I can find the book for the lowest price, and then I go for that. And then there's also SF Bokhandeln, which translates into the science fiction bookstore, which they both have physical bookstores and an online shop. Sometimes I order online, sometimes I go visit one of their physical stores, which I have in my neighboring town. It takes like 15 to 30 minutes to go there, depending on if I go there by train or bus. So it's fairly close, so sometimes I go there because it's a really nice store. And then I also have a Kindle, so I get some books through there. Audible. Sometimes if I'm looking for a really obscure book that I can't find here in Sweden, I will order from Amazon or possibly eBay. So where do I get my books from? All the places, and also a lot of secondhand stores. Which, if you've been following my channel, you will know that, just watch one of my haul videos and yeah, you know how I am. Question number 2, do you ever pre-order books, and if so, do you do this in store or online? I don't pre-order that often. It's not... I'm very bad at reading new books, newly released books. And it's not because I want to, it's just because I have so many older books that I sort of want to get to first. So, I hear of a book that has recently been released or about to be released, and I'm like, I want to read that, and then I add it to the wish list, and then it's on my wish list for like 6 months, and then I buy it, and then there's like another 6 months before I actually get around to reading it. So it's a very long process in that way, and there's just rarely any point for me in pre-ordering, because I know that it's gonna still be a long while before I actually read it, so I don't really see the point there. Maybe I think I have pre-ordered on Kindle, like when there's a new book coming out in a series that I'm currently reading, I would be like, yeah, let's pre-order that one because I think I'm gonna read that fairly soon. Like I have pre-ordered one book right now, which is the latest book in the Immortal Guardian series, because I have read all the other books in that series, and I know they are fast and easy reads, so I know I would probably get to that one pretty soon. So it happens sometimes on Kindle, but other than that, I usually don't pre-order any books. Question number 3, on average, how many books do you buy a month? I don't know. Not counting Kindle, because I will sometimes splurge on like Kindle novellas and such that cost me $1, and I will buy a lot of them. And not counting that, just counting physical books, I would say maybe 5 to 6 on average. Some months it will be more, it will be maybe like 10 books, and some months I won't buy a single one, which is actually pretty good for my budget and my economy, but there's usually at least one per month. So I'm guessing now, because I don't actually have numbers, but I would say maybe 5 to 6, around that. Do you use your local library? Not a lot. I don't know why, really, because it is a very good source for books. It's free and all that, which is also good for my budget. I suppose it's just the collector in me that sort of feels that, I want to keep these books. But I have actually started, like 2 months ago or something, I did get a library card for my local library, finally. I mean, I've only lived here for 6 years or so, but now I got a library card. So I think I'm going to start using it more and more. Now, unfortunately, my local libraries don't have a big... how do you say? I can't find the word. The number of choices, so to speak, for my preferred genres, which are fantasy, sci-fi, and romance, they're not very big. They don't have a large number for those. They have the important books, but my tastes are sort of more niche, I guess, or maybe more narrow. So I will often be looking for more uncommon books to some extent, and my local libraries will not have them, so I need to find them elsewhere, and then it's just sort of easy for me to find all my books elsewhere. So I don't use libraries that much. I really should, but I don't. But like I said, I have a library card now, so it's a step in the right direction, I guess. If so, how many books do you borrow at a time? I don't borrow, like I said, I don't borrow that much on libraries. But I would say, if I do, I probably don't only borrow one at a time, because it's like I'm looking for this specific book, and I was lucky and they had it. Because I don't go to libraries to find new books to read, because I already have like infinite lists of books that I want to read, so I don't need any more suggestions. So I only go there to find one specific book, really. Question number 6. What is your opinion on library books? I think it's great, actually. Reija pointed out in her video that libraries are very good at sort of bridging between classes, because it is free. Everyone can get library books. Rich, poor, everyone can get it. And also my local libraries are very... They have sort of put an emphasis on inclusivity and such, like when it comes to LGBTQ people, they're very, very, very supportive of that, and they promote that kind of literature, and also that, that kind of community a lot. And also because we have a lot of refugees in Sweden, and I think the libraries, at least where I live, they have put a lot of emphasis on bridging the sort of the language barriers and also the cultural barriers. And I know a lot of the refugees. I know a lot of refugees who hang out a lot at libraries, because they have resources there that help them find their place in our society, and there's a lot of activities there for them to sort of interact with us and get to know us. So I do think my local libraries does a good job when it comes to that. Though I'm not, since I visit libraries so rarely, I haven't actually been involved in any of those activities. I probably should. But I haven't had time, really. I just know that my library does things like that, so that is good. I approve of that. Question number 7. How do you feel about charity shop and second-hand books? I love them. Like I said, if you watched any haul video on my channel, you'll know that I buy a lot of books second-hand, because I love the whole feeling of sort of choosing a random secondhand shop. We don't have Goodwill here, but sort of the same thing, and just go there and look through the books and the movies and the games and sort of just finding random things like, oh, this is a nice edition of that, or this book I've been looking for, oh, this is a new book, I never heard of it but it sounds really interesting. Just sort of the whole, you don't know what you'll find there. It's very exciting, I think, and it's also low priced, so yeah, I do like that a lot. I don't know if you watch LGR, Lazy Game Reviews, but he does these thrift videos where he goes to different Goodreads and sort of just look through stuff there and buy some stuff. And that is sort of what I do as well. If you watch one of his videos, you will sort of get the feeling of what I do and the kind of feeling that I'm after in going thrifting, so to speak. So yeah, I like those kind of stores a lot. Do you keep your Red and TBR piled together on the same shelf or not? I don't really have them separate in any way. Currently, because I'm living so small, I'm sharing an apartment with another woman, I really only have this room here to have my books in. So, I have this shelf over here, and then I also have one of my garderobes here where I have filled with books. But then I also have books in boxes at my parents' place, so it's kind of all over the place. But my dream is that, when I finish my degree and I would get a bigger apartment just for myself, I will have room for all my bookshelves. And then I would order my books alphabetically, I think. Because, I know I've read these books and not these, so I don't need to keep them separate. I don't know. I have no need for that. I have started to organize myself, so I have like a Google Drive documents with all the books that I own listed, so I can quite easily see, these I've read and these I've reviewed. And the goal is, of course, to sort of fill the whole document to say I've read and reviewed all of these, which is probably never gonna happen, but it's sort of a goal to work towards, which is nice. Question number 9. Do you plan to read all the books that you own? Yes. That's kind of the reason why I own them. Some are more prioritized than others, but I hope that I someday will get to all of them. I have a fairly large book collection, so it's going to take a lot of time to read through all of them, but the plan is to read all of them someday. Yeah. Question number 10. What do you do with books that you own that you feel you will never read / felt you did not enjoy? Okay, so this is sort of a two-part question here. What do you do with books that you own that you feel that you will never read? I don't actually have books like that. Even books that I've heard bad things about, or books that I'm sort of... I do own Divergent by Veronica Roth, for example, which I actually got that one for free. I don't expect I will like that one because I didn't like the movie, but I want to read it still anyway, for various reasons really, but because I still feel like that book has something to teach me when it comes to reading and reviewing and criticizing and all that. So yeah, I don't really have any books that I feel I will never read. I will read them all eventually. And then the second part of that question is, what do you do with books that you own that you felt you did not enjoy? That depends. Most likely I will get rid of them. I might give them to or sell them on a yard sale or something like that, or just sell them in general. But some of them I might actually keep, because like when I have friends over, or when I visit other friends, the bookcases are a big source of sort of discussion topics, and if there is a book that I really didn't like, I sort of want to be able to take that one out and say, I didn't like this one, let's discuss it with my friends. So I sort of want to have them for that purpose, which might, I don't know if that's weird, that might just be me, but I like having some books like that, just to be able to discuss them and such. Question number 11. Have you ever donated books? I don't think I've ever donated to like charity shops or anything like that. I haven't donated books for my local fandom, in my local SSF fandom group, so that they can sell them, make some money, and organize maybe a sci-fi con or something. I have done that, so I guess that counts as donating. Have you ever been on a book buying ban? No, I haven't. I probably should, because I buy a lot of books. I sort of buy books faster than I read them, which is not a good state, really. I need to work on that. But no, I've never put myself on a ban. I don't know, that never happened. But like I said, I probably should. And then the last question is, do you feel that you buy too many books? Yes. If you've been following my channel, you will probably have seen some of my haul videos, and you will know sort of the number of books that I buy, and you will also see the reviews that I make, and sort of see that I'm a fairly slow reader. I don't read some booktubers read like 20 books in a week or something. Well, maybe not 20, but a lot of books in a week, and I read maybe 2. 3 if it's a good week. So yeah, I do buy too many books, but I don't know. I do realize I am fairly materialistic in that way, but for me, that's part of the hobby. I do love reading, but I also do love collecting, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. For me, it's part of the hobby. So I might go on a book buying ban for shorter periods, but I'm never gonna stop buying books. That's not me. So yeah. Do you feel like doing this tag? Please do. I tag anyone that wants to do the tag, just like Reija did. Have you done the tag, or do you just want to answer some of the question or discuss some of the things that I mentioned here? Do so in the comment section down below, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.